The sun rose over Nova Home Colony, its soft orange light reflecting off the metallic domes of the houses. The colony was small but advanced, a peaceful settlement built by humans who had learned to survive and thrive on distant planets. Humans lived here in harmony with technology, but they also had rules to maintain order. The HOA, or Home Oversight Authority, made sure everyone followed the community guidelines. Most residents found these rules fair and helpful, but a few people took them too seriously. Rami and Mina had just returned from a long mission in the outer systems. They were explorers, scientists, and, above all, lovers of life and discovery. Their ship had carried them to strange worlds, and now they were back in the familiar comfort of Nova Home. They had chosen a small yard with rich soil, perfect for Mina's hobby of gardening. Mina had something special in mind for this colony garden. She had brought back a tiny glowing flower from a distant planet, a gift she wanted to share with the community. It was delicate and vibrant, with petals that shimmered faintly in the sunlight. The flower had a soft glow at night, and Mina believed it could help clean the air and make the soil healthier. She had even done careful research, confirming that it posed no danger to humans or animals. Mina knelt in the yard, gently planting the flower in a small patch of soil. She smiled as she covered it, imagining how it would grow and fill the neighborhood with life. Rami stood beside her, holding a watering tube and occasionally brushing his hand against hers. They worked together quietly, enjoying the simple pleasure of gardening after months of space travel. The air was crisp, clean, and calm, and for a moment it felt like the galaxy had paused just for them. That calm did not last. From the house across the street, a sharp voice pierced the air. Karen, the leader of the local HOA, stepped out onto her balcony. She had a reputation for being strict and sometimes unreasonable. Her uniform was perfectly neat, and her face held the expression of someone who took rules very seriously. She watched Mina and Rami in the yard, her eyes narrowing as she noticed a small glowing flower. "What is that?" Karen called loudly. "Do you think you can just plant whatever you want? That is not allowed in Nova Home." Rami raised his hand in greeting. "Good morning, Karen. This is a special plant I brought back. It is completely safe and will help improve the garden." Karen did not answer. Instead, she marched down the steps of her house and entered her own. A few minutes later, her voice came through a communication device in Rami and Mina's yard. "I am calling the emergency line. Someone is breaking colony rules, and they must be removed immediately." Mina frowned. "Removed? Karen, it is just a flower. It does no harm." Rami placed a gentle hand on Mina's shoulder. "Let her call. The emergency network is very careful. We just need to stay calm." Within moments, the connection beeped. A clear, calm voice spoke. "This is Chief Hannah. How may I help you?" Karen puffed up her chest and spoke loudly. "Yes, Chief. There is a woman here planting forbidden species in her yard. She is breaking the rules. I demand immediate action. Remove her from the property now." There was a pause. Mina looked at Rami and whispered, "Chief Hannah, is that the head of the emergency network?" Rami nodded. "Yes, she is respected throughout all colonies." Karen might not expect her to respond personally. Chief Hannah's voice returned, calm but firm. "Thank you for reporting, Karen. I need detailed information. What is the exact nature of the violation? Describe the plant. Is there any immediate danger?" Karen's eyes widened. She had not expected this level of questioning. "It is a small glowing flower. It is not on the approved list. I do not know if it is dangerous, but rules are rules. You must remove it immediately." Chief Hannah did not respond to anger. Instead, she asked again, "Please tell me the location and size of the plant. I need a full description before taking any action." Mina stepped forward politely. "Chief Hannah, I can explain. The plant is safe. It cleans the air and helps the soil. I brought it from a distant planet where humans earned respect from a friendly alien species by showing care. It is a gift for our community." Karen's voice rose, full of frustration. "I do not care about gifts or flowers. It is not allowed. I demand enforcement. Remove her at once." Chief Hannah remained calm. "Karen, the purpose of the emergency line is not to remove people without reason. Safety and harmony come first. I will inspect the situation myself to determine the best action." Karen gasped. "You will inspect it? That is unnecessary. I am the HOA leader here. I know the rules. This is my authority." Rami smiled gently. "Chief Hannah's authority covers the entire colony. She ensures safety and fairness. We are confident she will understand the benefits of this flower." Karen scowled but could not argue further over the communication line. Meanwhile, Mina continued tending the flower. She carefully watered it, watching the glow reflect in her eyes. "Rami, I hope Chief Hannah sees what this flower can do," she whispered. Rami nodded. "Humans have always discovered wonders and shared them with others. This flower is no different. It is a small symbol of what humans can achieve together, even across the stars." As they spoke, a small group of neighbors came outside, curious about the commotion. Some had seen Karen yelling from her balcony. They looked at the glowing flower and at Mina's gentle care. A few whispered to each other about how beautiful it was. Others were fascinated by the faint glow at its petals, wondering how such a thing could exist. Karen, sensing she was losing attention, shouted again, "Everyone must follow the rules. This plant is not approved. I will not tolerate it. Chief Hannah's voice came calmly but firmly. Karen, I am sending a science inspection team. They will examine the plant and confirm its properties. Until then, everyone must remain calm. No one will be removed without verification of safety. Karen froze. She had expected immediate compliance, not careful investigation. The neighbors quietly nodded in agreement with Chief Hannah. Some even expressed support for Mina, saying that her work and discoveries made the colony proud. Mina's heart felt lighter. She looked at Rami, who was smiling gently. It seems the flower has already inspired others, she said. Rami nodded. Humans grow stronger when they support each other. This is only the beginning. Chief Hannah will see the truth, and the colony will benefit. As the inspection team prepared for arrival, Karen retreated to her house. She muttered about rules, but no one listened. The energy of the colony was changing. People felt curiosity, hope, and excitement. A small glowing flower had sparked conversation, unity, and the promise of discovery. Nova Home Colony had seen many wonders before, but few had arrived quietly in a simple yard, carried by explorers returning from the stars. Mina and Rami stood together, ready to face whatever came next, confident that human courage, kindness, and intelligence could overcome even the strictest rules. The sun climbed higher in the sky, and the flower's glow seemed brighter in the warm light. It was not just a plant. It was a symbol of humans' ability to learn, grow, and share their discoveries. The colony would soon see this, and the story of a small glowing flower would become part of the history of Nova Home. And so, a single complaint from an overly strict HOA leader set the stage for something far greater. Humans had returned from the stars, bringing knowledge, hope, and kindness. Nothing in Nova Home would ever be quite the same again. The morning air in Nova Home Colony was bright and clear. Birds, or rather the small flying drones that mimicked birds for comfort, hummed around the metallic domes. Rami and Mina were still tending to the glowing flower. Its petals reflected sunlight like tiny prisms, shimmering gently as they moved. The neighbors who had gathered the day before whispered among themselves about the unusual plant. Curiosity had replaced fear, and most people quietly hoped the flower would remain. A soft chime sounded from the colony communication network. It was Chief Hannah herself. Rami answered immediately. The voice was calm, strong, and full of authority. Rami and Mina, this is Chief Hannah. I will be inspecting the plant shortly. Please ensure no one disturbs the area before my arrival. Mina straightened. Thank you, Chief Hannah. We will keep it safe. The neighbors are also very careful. Rami nodded. The flower is in a secure plot. No one can touch it until you arrive. Good, said Chief Hannah. I will arrive in 30 minutes. I want a full report of your findings and observations. Humans who bring knowledge and care should always be supported. This flower may be valuable for the colony. Mina and Rami exchanged excited glances. Mina whispered, it feels so reassuring to hear that. Humans like her always see the bigger picture. Rami smiled. That is the strength of our kind. We explore, we learn, and we share what we discover. Even when some people like Karen refuse to understand, there are humans who always value truth. From her house, Karen watched with growing frustration. She pressed her hands on the balcony railing, muttering to herself, Chief Hannah should respect the rules. This is ridiculous. How can a glowing flower be allowed? She was unaware that her neighbors were quietly defending Mina and the plant. Several of them had already taken pictures and notes, curious about the flower's properties. The sound of a small hover vehicle approaching drew everyone's attention. Chief Hannah arrived in a sleek silver transport, her uniform crisp and precise. She carried a small portable scanner, a notepad, and a calm presence that seemed to radiate authority. Her dark eyes scanned the neighborhood as she stepped out. Rami and Mina greeted her warmly. Welcome, Chief Hannah, Mina said. We are happy you are here. Chief Hannah smiled faintly. Thank you for maintaining order. I need to understand the situation before making any decision. Karen immediately stepped forward, attempting to block the path. Chief Hannah, you do not need to see this. The rules are clear. I am the HOA leader, and I insist the plant be removed immediately. Chief Hannah did not flinch. Karen, I respect your position, but I am responsible for the safety and harmony of the colony. I must verify the facts. Everyone please step back and remain calm while I conduct the inspection. The neighbors moved back politely. Karen's face grew red with anger. She did not expect anyone, even Chief Hannah, to question her authority. Mina guided the chief gently toward the flower patch. It is right over here, she said. I have been monitoring it carefully. Chief Hannah knelt beside the glowing plant. She held the scanner over the petals and leaves. Lights on the device blinked in green, indicating no harmful properties. The chief touched a petal with her gloved hand, feeling the soft texture. She looked up at Mina. This is remarkable, she said. The energy readings indicate a natural purifying process. This plant cleans the air and enriches the soil. It is rare, but it is completely safe for humans and animals. Mina's face brightened. I knew it, Chief Hannah. I brought it from a world where humans were welcomed because we showed kindness. This flower was a gift from the aliens who live there. It represents friendship and trust. Chief Hannah nodded. Humans have always been capable of inspiring cooperation. You brought back a symbol of that, and it can help this colony thrive. This is exactly the kind of discovery we should encourage." Karen's mouth opened, but no words came out. She had not expected praise for something she considered a violation. She stomped her foot lightly, muttering under her breath. But Chief Hannah did not pay attention to her complaints. Rami smiled. "This is what humans do best. We explore, we learn, and we bring benefits back to our people. It is not just a plant, it is hope and progress." Chief Hannah stood, still scanning the surroundings. "I will need to report this to the Colony Council, but there is no danger here, and the plant will remain protected. In fact, we may use it to improve the air and soil for the entire neighborhood." Karen's shoulders drooped slightly. She opened her mouth to speak, but Chief Hannah continued. "Rules are important, Karen, but they are meant to protect people, not limit progress. Humans are capable of great things. We must always value knowledge, kindness, and discovery." The neighbors quietly murmured in agreement. Some of them came closer to look at the glowing flower. Children reached out cautiously to touch the petals, and adults took careful notes. Everyone could see that it was beautiful, harmless, and potentially very useful. Mina turned to Rami and whispered, "Feels wonderful to have people understand, even if only slowly." Rami nodded. "This is how humans grow stronger. One act of kindness, one careful discovery, can inspire many. Even Karen will learn, eventually." Chief Hannah spoke to the small crowd now forming. "This flower is a symbol of what humans can achieve when they work together and care for one another. It reminds us that our colonies are not only about rules, but also about progress, safety, and unity." Karen took a deep breath. She did not agree completely, but she realized she could not fight the chief's words in front of the neighbors. She backed away and returned to her house, muttering about rules but saying nothing further. Rami and Mina began documenting the flower's growth and its effects on the soil. Chief Hannah helped them with the instruments, noting each detail carefully. She made plans to send the data to other colonies, showing how a small human discovery could improve life for everyone. As the sun climbed higher, the glowing flower shone brightly in its patch of soil. Children laughed and watched it shimmer. Adults shared ideas on how it could be used in gardens across the colony. The neighbors started discussing new possibilities. Inspired by the teamwork and the positive energy brought by Rami, Mina, and the chief. Mina placed her hands over the flower, feeling the warmth and energy coming from it. "Rami, this is only the beginning. Humans can bring hope and life even in unexpected places." Rami held her hand gently. "It is true. Every small act matters. Humans are capable of great courage, intelligence, and care. That is what makes us strong. That is why our colonies thrive, even on distant worlds." Chief Hannah stood, watching the neighborhood come together. "This is how we build human communities," she said. "Not through fear or strict rules alone, but by recognizing knowledge, kindness, and cooperation. Every small action, like this flower, can change the world." The glowing flower was no longer just a plant. It had become a symbol of hope, inspiration, and the strength of humans. A complaint from an overly strict HOA leader had brought Chief Hannah, the respected head of the colony emergency network, to see the truth. Humans had returned from the stars, bringing knowledge, care, and courage. Nova Home Colony had faced rules, fear, and strict authority. But it had also witnessed the power of curiosity and kindness. Mina's glowing flower had reminded everyone that humans were capable of great things, and that even in a small yard, one act of care could spark a brighter future for all. By the end of the day, Karen had retreated completely from the yard, and the neighbors were openly discussing the flower's benefits. Rami and Mina smiled, knowing that this was just the beginning of something extraordinary. The colony had seen humans working together, showing intelligence, compassion, and bravery. This was the true spirit of humanity. The glowing flower reflected the sunlight as evening approached, and it seemed as if it was smiling too. A small symbol of hope had grown, and humans in Nova Home had shown that they could turn rules, fear, and conflict into progress, learning, and unity. The story of a single plant would become a story of human courage, discovery, and the power of kindness. The day after Chief Hannah's inspection, Nova Home Colony was filled with quiet excitement. Neighbors spoke softly about the glowing flower, curious about how it worked. Children pointed and laughed at its shimmering petals, and adults observed it carefully, making notes on its growth and energy patterns. Rami and Mina were busy preparing for the next step. They had called a small human science team from a nearby colony to study the plant more closely. The science team arrived in sleek hover vehicles, their instruments glowing with lights and displays. Chief Hannah accompanied them, her calm authority guiding the inspection. She introduced the team to the neighbors. "This is a human scientific exploration group. They are here to help us understand the properties of this plant. It is important to see the full potential of human discoveries, even in small communities." Rami stepped forward. "The flower is stable and safe. We observed it growing after long space travel. Its properties are unusual, and we want to ensure that everyone can benefit from it." The science team moved into the yard, setting up small scanning machines and analysis units around the glowing flower. A soft hum of energy filled the air as instruments activated. The flower shimmered faintly, as if responding to the attention. The neighbors gathered nearby, watching with fascination. Karen watched from her balcony, still tense but unable to leave entirely. She was curious despite herself. One of the scientists, a woman named Sarah, knelt beside the plant. Her scanner hovered over the petals and leaves. "These readings are remarkable," she said. "The plant is producing oxygen at an accelerated rate and releasing nutrients into the soil. Its energy pattern suggests it can adapt to different environments quickly. This could improve the growth of crops across the colony." Chief Hannah nodded. "That is exactly what we hoped to learn. Humans have always discovered species that improve life for everyone. This flower is another example of human intelligence and care." Mina smiled. "It is from a world where humans earned the respect of the local species. They shared knowledge with us, and the flower was given as a sign of trust and friendship. It is meant to help humans in every colony," Rami added. "It is also a reminder that humans can inspire cooperation beyond their own species. Even in distant worlds, kindness and intelligence are recognized and rewarded." Sarah looked up at Rami and Mina. "This is more than a plant. It is a symbol of human exploration and ingenuity. It is rare to see a species that not only survives but actively improves its environment. This flower could be the beginning of many new projects for Nova Home and other colonies." Karen frowned, crossing her arms. "All of this is fine, but it is still breaking the rules. You cannot simply bring unknown species into a colony." Chief Hannah turned to Karen calmly. "Rules exist to protect humans, but knowledge and safety should guide our decisions. This plant is safe and beneficial. The rules can adapt when new discoveries prove their value. Humans have always learned and improved through discovery. That is what makes them strong." Karen opened her mouth to argue, but Chief Hannah continued. "Consider how humans grow and thrive. They explore, learn, and apply knowledge responsibly. The flower is an example of this spirit. Nova Home Colony will benefit if we encourage such actions." The neighbors whispered among themselves. Some nodded in agreement. Others began suggesting ways the flower could be used to improve the colony gardens. A few even considered creating new green spaces to share the plant's benefits with everyone. Sarah continued scanning the flower. "The plant's glow is not just for beauty. It indicates energy transfer, which helps the surrounding soil. Crops planted nearby will grow faster and stronger. Its adaptation ability suggests it could thrive in different climates, even on other colonies. Humans could use it to restore damaged land or create new habitats." Rami placed a hand over the soil near the flower. "This is why humans explore. We bring back knowledge and solutions that benefit everyone. The flower represents cooperation, intelligence, and care. That is the true spirit of humanity." Chief Hannah smiled. "I will send reports of this discovery to the council and to other colonies. It is rare to see such potential in one small plant. Humans are remarkable. Even when they return from dangerous missions in space, they carry gifts that improve life everywhere." Karen's expression softened slightly, though she did not fully agree. She stayed on her balcony, watching as the science team worked. Some neighbors spoke to her quietly, explaining that the plant could be used to grow food faster and improve air quality. She realized that the situation was bigger than a simple rule violation. The flower was helping everyone understand the value of discovery and human effort. Mina knelt beside the flower and spoke softly. "Rami, it feels wonderful to see everyone excited about something we found in another world." Rami placed a hand on her shoulder. "It is exactly what humans are meant to do. They explore, they share, and they improve life for others. This flower is proof of our strength, our intelligence, and our care. Humans inspire hope, and that is the greatest achievement." The science team finished their initial analysis and prepared a small report. Sarah presented the findings to Chief Hannah in the neighborhood. "The plant will remain in Nova Home Colony as a protected species. Its properties are unique and beneficial. Humans should consider using it in gardens, farms, and green spaces to improve air quality and soil health. It is a testament to human exploration and kindness." The neighbors cheered quietly, happy to see a solution that would benefit the whole community. Karen shook her head but could not deny the positive impact. Some of her own neighbors spoke kindly to her, explaining that the colony would grow stronger and healthier because of the flower. Chief Hannah addressed everyone. "Humans have the ability to turn discoveries into progress. They face challenges, they explore, and they learn. Nova Home Colony has witnessed a small example of this today. Let this flower remind everyone of what humans can achieve when they act with intelligence, courage, and care." Mina looked at Rami, her eyes shining with pride. "This flower has already changed the neighborhood. It is more than a plant. It is hope, unity, and growth." Rami nodded. "Exactly. Humans create solutions even in the smallest places. This is the heart of humanity. We explore, we learn, and we inspire others. That is why humans are strong across the stars." As the sun began to set, the glowing flower shimmered brighter in the fading light. Children and adults alike watched it with awe. It was no longer just a plant in a yard. It had become a symbol of human intelligence, courage, and kindness. Chief Hannah looked at the horizon, satisfied with the day's work. "This is only the beginning. Humans will continue to explore, discover, and share knowledge. This flower reminds us that even small actions can have great impact. Nova Home Colony will thrive because of this spirit. Karen remained on her balcony, silent for the first time in days. She had witnessed humans working together, learning, and sharing. The glowing flower had taught her that rules were important, but understanding and cooperation were even more powerful. Mina gently watered the flower one last time for the day. Rami, tomorrow we will continue monitoring it. Humans always find ways to grow, no matter where they are. Rami smiled, holding her hand. Yes, Mina, this is the story of humanity. We face challenges, explore the unknown, and bring back solutions for everyone. Even a single flower can show the world what humans are capable of. As night fell, the flower glowed brightly, lighting the yard like a beacon. Nova Home Colony had seen human courage, intelligence, and care in action. The glowing flower symbolized what humans could achieve when they worked together, shared knowledge, and acted with kindness. The day ended with hope and excitement. The neighbors returned to their homes, inspired by the small glowing plant and the humans who brought it. Chief Hannah returned to her office, already preparing reports for the council. The story of the flower and the humans who brought it would spread to other colonies, inspiring others to explore, discover, and improve life across the stars. And so, a small glowing flower had revealed the hidden treasure of humanity: courage, intelligence, kindness, and the ability to bring hope and progress to the universe. The morning sun lit Nova Home Colony with soft golden light. The glowing flower in Mina and Rema's yard shimmered in response, as if it knew the day would be important. News of the flower's properties had spread across the colony. Neighbors spoke quietly about the possibilities it offered. Air quality could improve, gardens could flourish, and small patches of land could be restored. Excitement filled the streets. Karen, the HOA leader, had not returned to her usual calm routine. She paced in her house, frowning at the news that the flower would remain and that humans had recognized its value. Her strict rules had been questioned, and she felt her authority challenged. She could not ignore the situation any longer. Karen finally left her house, determined to confront Rami and Mina. She wore her uniform neatly, her face showing determination and anger. She carried a small tablet, ready to display the rules she believed were being broken. "This is unacceptable," she muttered to herself. "Rules exist to protect the colony. No glowing flower should be allowed without approval." Rami noticed Karen approaching while tending the flower. He whispered to Mina, "She is coming, but we must stay calm. Humans are stronger when they face challenges with patience and intelligence." Mina nodded. "Yes, we will show her the truth, not with anger, but with care and knowledge." Karen stopped in the yard, holding up her tablet. "I demand that this plant be removed immediately. It is not approved. You are violating the rules. This cannot continue." Chief Hannah arrived at that moment, having monitored the situation from the colony office. She stepped forward with calm authority. "Karen, I am aware of your concerns. The plant has been fully inspected by the science team. It is safe, beneficial, and capable of improving the colony's gardens and air quality. Your rules should support progress, not block it." Karen frowned. "Rules are rules. Authority cannot be ignored. You should remove this plant immediately." Chief Hannah remained steady. "Karen, the purpose of rules is to protect humans. The rules do not exist to prevent discovery or kindness. The flower is not dangerous. It represents human intelligence, care, and courage. We cannot remove it." Neighbors began to gather quietly behind Rami and Mina. Many had brought notes, sketches, and observations about the flower. Some had measured its energy patterns, others had examined its effect on the soil. They spoke softly among themselves about how the plant could benefit the entire colony. Rami spoke calmly. "Karen, humans have always grown stronger by exploring and sharing knowledge. We brought this plant as a gift to the colony. It improves the environment and demonstrates the best qualities of humanity. We ask you to see its value rather than only the rules." Karen's voice grew louder. "I do not care about gifts or improvements. I am the HOA leader. I decide what is allowed." Mina stepped forward gently. "Karen, humans create rules to protect, not to prevent progress. This flower is safe and helpful. It has already inspired neighbors to learn and cooperate. This is the strength of humans. We can work together to make life better." Chief Hannah raised her hand. "Everyone, listen. The flower will remain. It is under the protection of the colony. Karen, your role is important, but humans must also value courage, intelligence, and kindness. These qualities ensure the colony thrives." Karen hesitated. She had expected immediate obedience, but now she saw the neighbors, the science team, and the chief supporting Mina and Rami. She could not argue against the evidence. Slowly she lowered her tablet. The neighbors spoke up, showing their observations. "The flower improves the soil. Our gardens are healthier," one said. "The air quality is better." Another added, "Where we want to protect this discovery. Humans should continue to explore and share their knowledge." Karen's eyes widened. She realized that the colony had already begun to embrace the positive changes. She could see the unity forming, the pride and hope shining on the faces of her neighbors. Rules were important, but progress and cooperation mattered more. Rami and Mina smiled. Humans are capable of creating solutions even in difficult situations. The flower is an example of how knowledge, care, and courage can change a community. Chief Hannah nodded. Karen observed, humans do not act with fear or anger when they face challenges. They act with intelligence and kindness. That is what ensures survival and success in every colony. Karen slowly stepped back, understanding that the flower represented something larger than rules. It symbolized human determination, courage, and the ability to improve life for everyone. She remained silent, but the tension in her posture eased. The science team continued their measurements, confirming the flower's benefits. They recorded its effects on the soil, its energy patterns, and its potential uses for other gardens. Sarah, the lead scientist, explained to the neighbors how the flower could help restore damaged land and provide a model for future colonies. Children gathered near the flower, their eyes wide with fascination. They touched the soft petals carefully and watched the glow shimmer in response. Adults shared ideas on how to plant more flowers, how to use their energy to grow vegetables, and how to clean polluted areas. The entire neighborhood began to see the potential for growth and improvement. Rami turned to Mina and said softly, "This is what humans are meant to do. We explore, we discover, and we share knowledge. Courage and care guide us, even when others oppose us." Mina nodded. Yes, the flower has taught everyone a lesson. Humans grow stronger by working together and valuing intelligence and kindness. Chief Hannah addressed the crowd. This is the spirit of humanity. We face challenges, we explore the unknown, and we create solutions. Nova Home Colony has witnessed the power of human courage, cooperation, and knowledge. Let this flower remind us that every small act can make a difference. Karen remained silent but attentive. She watched as the neighbors embraced the flower, protecting it and celebrating its benefits. She realized that the colony's strength came from humans working together, not from enforcing rules without understanding. Rami stepped forward and spoke to the crowd. Humans are explorers and problem solvers, where we learn from the universe and bring back solutions. This flower is a symbol of that spirit. Let us continue to protect and nurture it, and let it inspire other discoveries. The neighbors cheered quietly, showing their agreement. They promised to care for the flower, to help it grow, and to share its benefits with everyone. Children learned the importance of curiosity and responsibility, while adults discussed new ways to improve gardens and homes. Chief Hannah smiled at the scene. Humans have faced many challenges, yet they have always found solutions. They inspire hope, unity, and progress. The glowing flower is a reminder of what humans can achieve, even in a small yard. Karen finally returned to her house, thoughtful and quiet. She understood that her role as HOA leader required balance. Rules were important, but human creativity, kindness, and intelligence could not be ignored. She had learned a lesson that day, one that would shape her decisions in the future. Mina and Rami tended the flower carefully, recording its growth and observing its energy. They knew that humans had the power to improve life in every colony, and that even small actions could create great change. The glowing flower reflected the sunlight as evening approached, lighting the yard with a warm, shimmering glow. The neighborhood had been united by curiosity, courage, and care. Nova Home Colony had witnessed human determination, intelligence, and kindness in action. As night fell, the flower continued to glow, a symbol of hope and progress. Humans had faced rules, fear, and opposition, yet they had turned the challenge into an opportunity for learning and growth. The colony would thrive because humans acted with courage, knowledge, and cooperation. Baramai held Mina's hand and looked at the glowing flower. This is what humans do best. We face challenges, explore new possibilities, and bring back solutions. Even one small flower can change an entire community. Mina nodded, smiling at the flower. Yes, Rami. Humans inspire hope, unity, and progress wherever they go. That is the true power of humanity. The glowing flower stood tall in the yard, shimmering in the moonlight. It was more than a plant. It was a symbol of courage, intelligence, and care. It had taught a strict HOA leader, inspired neighbors, and reminded everyone in Nova Home Colony of the greatness humans could achieve. Nova Home would never be the same again. The glowing flower had changed the hearts and minds of everyone who saw it. Humans had united to protect knowledge and progress. The story of the flower would inspire generations, showing that even small acts of courage and care could transform the world. The morning in Nova Home Colony was brighter than ever. The glowing flower in Mina and Rami's yard had grown slightly larger overnight, its petals reflecting sunlight and casting a gentle glow across the neighborhood. Children ran past it, laughing and pointing at the shimmer, while adults admired the plant's beauty and energy. Nova Home had begun to feel like a living garden, and the flower was at its center. Chief Hannah arrived early, as she had planned, carrying small instruments and a datapad. She had spent the previous night reviewing the flower's energy readings and soil improvement effects. Today, she would officially declare it a protected resource of the colony. Her presence was calm and commanding, bringing reassurance to everyone present. Rami, Mina, Chief Hannah said warmly, the flower's properties are extraordinary. It improves the soil, cleans the air, and can help grow food more efficiently. We will officially protect it and ensure that it becomes part of the colony's growth projects." Mina bowed her head slightly in gratitude. "Thank you, Chief Hannah. I only hoped it could help our community," Rami added. "It is more than help. It is a symbol of what humans can achieve together. Knowledge, courage, and kindness can change lives and communities." Neighbors gathered around, smiling and nodding in agreement. Even Karen watched silently from a balcony, her face softening as she realized the colony had embraced the flower. She had learned a lesson about balance, understanding, and the true meaning of leadership. Chief Hannah addressed everyone. "The flower will be preserved and studied. We will create small garden zones across the colony to allow everyone to benefit from its properties. Humans work best when they share knowledge and protect discoveries that improve life. This flower is a reminder of that truth." The neighbors erupted in quiet applause, celebrating not just the plant but the spirit of cooperation that had brought the community together. Children danced around the flower, their laughter blending with the soft hum of its glow. Adults spoke of planting more flowers in gardens, imagining a brighter, cleaner, and healthier Nova home. Mina knelt beside the flower, gently touching the petals. "Rami, it feels wonderful to see everyone so happy. Humans really can make life better with knowledge and care." Rami placed a hand on hers. "Yes, Mina, humans inspire hope wherever they go. This flower shows the best of what we can do. Courage, intelligence, and kindness always bring results." Chief Hannah walked around the flower, observing how it interacted with its surroundings. Humans have the ability to create positive change even in small ways. This plant demonstrates the value of exploration and careful observation. It is a gift not only to this colony but to all colonies in the sector. The science team arrived soon after, bringing portable instruments to study the flower and prepare plans for wider use. They explained to the neighbors that similar flowers could be grown in other settlements, improving soil and air quality wherever humans lived. Excitement spread quickly as the community realized the practical benefits of this small but remarkable discovery. Karen finally descended from her balcony, her steps slow and thoughtful. She approached Chief Hannah and the neighbors quietly. "I have seen the flower's effects and heard the observations," she said. "I understand now. Rules are important, but progress and cooperation are stronger. I will ensure that future rules consider discoveries and their benefits for the community." Chief Hannah nodded approvingly. "Leadership requires understanding and flexibility. Humans must value knowledge and kindness. Today, Nova Home Colony has witnessed that spirit." The neighbors smiled and clapped softly, welcoming Karen back into the shared understanding. Even she felt a sense of pride and relief that the colony was united, and that humans could protect and share knowledge without conflict. Rami and Mina continued tending the flower, making careful notes of its growth and its effects on the soil. They were joined by children and adults who wanted to learn about the plant and its potential. Chief Hannah supervised and guided the lessons, explaining how humans could use knowledge to improve their lives and communities. Mina looked at Rami, her eyes shining. "This flower has already changed the neighborhood. People are learning, sharing, and working together. Humans truly make life better when they care and act wisely." Rami smiled. "Yes, Mina, humans are explorers and teachers. We discover, we share, and we inspire. This flower is proof of the strength of humanity." As the day progressed, the neighborhood worked together to create a small garden area where more glowing flowers could be planted. The children learned to water and monitor the plants, while adults discussed techniques to expand the gardens and use the flowers' properties to improve the colony. Everyone felt united in a common purpose, and the energy in the colony was bright and hopeful. Chief Hannah spoke to the gathered crowd once more. "This is what humans do best. They face challenges, explore the unknown, and bring back solutions that help everyone. They protect knowledge and share it responsibly. Nova Home Colony has seen this in action. Let this flower remind all of us that courage, intelligence, and kindness shape the future." Rami and Mina stood side by side, watching the neighbors work together. They felt pride and happiness, knowing that their small act of sharing had created such a positive change. The glowing flower was no longer just a plant. It was a symbol of human cooperation, hope, and progress. Karen approached Mina quietly. "I apologize for my earlier behavior," she said. "I see now that this flower is more than a rule violation. It is a gift, and humans should be encouraged to discover and share. I will support the gardens and the work you have started." Mina smiled warmly. "Thank you, Karen. Humans learn and grow through understanding, not only rules. This flower has brought everyone together, and that is its greatest gift." Rami added, "Humans inspire each other by acting with care and intelligence. That flower is a reminder of what we can do when we work together." By evening, the first garden area was complete. Glowing flowers had been planted in neat rows, their soft shimmer lighting the neighborhood in a warm glow. Children laughed and ran between the plants. Adults tended the soil, and neighbors shared ideas about new gardens and green spaces. Nova Home had become brighter, cleaner, and more beautiful than ever before. Chief Hannah observed the scene from a distance, feeling satisfaction and pride. This is the result of human spirit. They act with courage, knowledge, and care. They inspire hope and create progress. Today, Nova Home Colony has witnessed the best of humanity. Rami and Mina knelt beside the original flower, watching its petals shimmer in the evening light. Humans are capable of great things, Mina said softly. Even one small flower can bring hope, knowledge, and unity. Rami nodded. This is only the beginning. Humans will continue to explore, discover, and share knowledge across the stars. Every small act matters. Courage, intelligence, and kindness will always guide us. As night fell, the glowing flowers shone brightly, lighting the neighborhood like tiny stars. Nova Home Colony had changed. Rules, fear, and strict authority had been met with courage, care, and intelligence. Humans had united to protect knowledge and improve life. The colony celebrated the new gardens, the glowing flowers, and the human spirit that had made it all possible. Children learned that curiosity and care could change the world, and adults understood that knowledge and cooperation were stronger than strict rules. Chief Hannah returned to her office, confident that the flower would continue to inspire humans in Nova Home and beyond. Reports would be sent to other colonies, encouraging them to embrace discovery and kindness. Humans would continue to explore and improve life everywhere, just as they had in Nova Home Colony. Rami and Mina stood together, looking at the glowing flowers in their yard in the new gardens. This is what humans do best, Rami said. We explore, we learn, we share, and we inspire. Even a small gift can change the future. Mina nodded, her eyes reflecting the glow of the flowers. Yes, Rami, humans bring hope, unity, and progress wherever they go. That is the true spirit of humanity. The glowing flower in their yard shone brighter than ever, a symbol of courage, intelligence, and care. It had taught the colony the value of discovery, cooperation, and kindness. Nova Home Colony would thrive because humans had acted with wisdom and heart, and so, a small flower had changed everything. Humans had returned from the stars, bringing knowledge, care, and courage. The colony had learned that unity, curiosity, and kindness were more powerful than fear and strict rules. The story of the glowing flower would inspire generations, reminding all humans that even the smallest acts of courage and care could illuminate the world. The new dawn in Nova Home Colony had arrived, filled with hope, light, and the promise of a brighter future for all humans.